Good day, everybody. Really happy that you're here. We are jumping into the little you today, the inner child with the inner dragon, and that always excites me because it's so interesting to watch uh, the relationship between the two, the inner child and the inner dragon. Let's take a moment to ground ourselves into this energy of where we're at and what we'd like to share and be, and um, just kind of stepping into grounding and expanding, I guess. So let's do that. Let's do a grounding exercise. I invite you to close your eyes if you have the ability, taking breaths, asking the mind, body, and soul, and all aspects of yourself to be willing to receive and share, to accept, trust, and believe that this beautiful grounding is all encompassing for those participating live or participating on a replay. Allowing ourselves to expand into the energy of witnessing the magic that we personally, the I am, is. So really kind of leaning into the power of that I am magical. Feeling the ground beneath your feet, whether that's energetically or physically. Feeling this beautiful connection with all that there is. And as we ground in through the soles of our feet into this beautiful connection, witness Mother Earth and all of her elements and elementals, the directions, all the beautiful entities, and how they're tending to our roots in the way that we are in awareness of the beauty, even in the awareness of the chaos. There's beauty in chaos, even. So just allowing yourself to truly be in the essence of the magic that's all around and the magic that's within. Stepping into the energy of the I am open with no expectations, no limitations, and the power of the conscious awareness of the I am creating my outcome. I invite you to connect with your little you or inner child, the little self, whatever you call that part of yourself. Embrace that part of yourself. Truly, the connection is as simple as thinking to yourself, I'd like to connect with my little you. And then in this moment, invite that part of yourself, the little you, to hold your hand or to crawl into your lap or to crawl onto your back or to be held in your arms. And as you share this beautiful space with your little you, I invite you to hug and share the love with I am love. I am loved. I am loving. I am lovable. I love me. I love myself. I am divine love. We are divine love. Taking another breath or two into that. And so it is. What a beautiful space and place to be in. Really feeling into the magic of that inner child, the little you. I always call my inner child the little you. And again, I forgot that picture, that magazine picture that I found out in my kitchen area. It is what it is. What I did bring in today, though, is on a daily basis, I set up some really interesting intentions at the beginning of this year and the end of last year. And in doing that, one of those intentions was to do an oracle card or a tarot card on a daily basis every single day. And it's absolutely fascinating what comes up when you start to do it on a daily basis. And today, the card that I pulled was the child. You know, you hear you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up, right? And in this deck, it's just such a beautiful deck. It's the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, and I truly, really, really love this deck because first of all, the artwork is really quite gorgeous, and they offer three pieces to this: the essence, the invitation, and the medicine. When I pull an oracle card from this deck, I often think about what do I want first before I even pull the card. I ask myself, am I going for the essence? Am I going for the invitation? Or am I going for the medicine? And interestingly enough, over the last couple days, I've been stepping into the energy of asking for the invitation on whatever card comes up. And like I said, every single one of them, it's just so incredible what unfolds because of that. Uh, Today's card, before pulling a card, I asked for the essence. The essence is what I stepped into. And I just want to read this to you, the part that really struck home. The child knows the way to joy and happiness. The child offers the return of a second innocence, a time born of wisdoms. And this card allows you to correct your course. Now, some of these words you may or may not like. That's entirely up to you. You could also replace words and put in what you want for these. I'm very, very much into mantras. We have done mantras every single day that we've done this so far, and it's likely that we'll do them every single day that we do this 8-day Meet Your Guide. The mantras that I've been doing usually start with the I am open mantra. And oftentimes the I am love mantra come into play as well. And uh, these cards, I actually sent out an email asking people if they wanted them because I'm mailing them out, and I mailed out, yay, Simone's got hers. I've mailed them out. I mailed out 25 sets of these this month already. Like it's just so beautiful to witness that because this I am love mantra is the game changer with regards to the relationship that you have with your inner child, and your children, if you like. So I will mention right now that if this is something that you personally are interested in getting physically in your hand, I send these out at my cost, and I would love to send them out to you as well. So if you're interested in them, just put a note in the chat and I'll reach out to you privately afterwards. So, when we think about the little you and the work that we have done, like I said yesterday, you're here. It's likely that you've done some sort of inner child work up until now, and you are that much further ahead on your journey because of that. And when we bring in the inner dragon part of it, we're going a step further. Now, yesterday I mentioned that the inner child is the protector and the inner dragon is the action taker. And it was brought up by one of the participants that they don't consider their inner child as a protector. And interestingly enough, the inner dragon is a protector. So we can have all these different roles. It's just like if you, not when you, but if you did the archetype quiz, the inner dragon archetype quiz, then you really have the realization that you actually could have been any one of those archetypes, as well as have whatever chakra show up. And it's the same with the advanced quiz where you're having the inner dragon archetype lead you forward. You could actually have any one of those archetypes show up. because they're within you. They've been there all along. And there's 49 stories for sure inside of each and every one of us because of the seven chakras and the seven archetypes, okay? And in that's 49 stories that your inner child has lived. That's 49 stories that your inner dragon has lived, okay? So I just wanted to put that out there because if you're just starting to learn about me, you're starting to understand a little bit more of what the possibilities are of how you can step into learning about yourself in a more magical way. So let's take a moment uh, to connect with that inner child. So I'm inviting you to close your eyes once again. Take a few breaths. Know that you have been grounded because of the grounding that was done at the beginning, that you've been invited to be open with no expectations and no limitations. And you've also already expressed love to yourself and your inner child. I'm inviting you to think the words in your heart and your head. I'd like to connect with my inner child or my little you. As you listen to my voice, I'm inviting you to do a next step to this. And I want to do a little preamble to this. So just allow yourself to be in this space with your eyes closed, witnessing your little you. I have created an oracle deck that is about to go to publication. And this oracle deck is about the little you, about the inner child, truly, as well as the introduction of the dragon, the inner dragon energy into that. And I really have created this with photos of myself as a child, with my sister, myself as a child, alone, my children. Even there's even a picture of each of my granddaughters in this deck. And it's a beautiful, incredible deck. And what has come up with that is this realization that every one of these pictures that I'm looking at tells such an incredibly beautiful story to me, the photographer and the mother and the grandparent and the child, the sibling, whatever the case is. And so I'm inviting you to ask your little you right now to provide you with a photographic image or a feeling or a memory of something that you had fun doing as a child. I also invite you into a deeper awareness that no matter the childhood that any one of us did or did not have, there was something that the child within us enjoyed. Whether it was a stuffy, whether it was a blanket, whether it was a pen and paper or crayon, or it was outside in the sandbox, whatever it is, just allowing yourself to be gifted this from your little you right now. Offer a thank you to your little you, being in gratitude, taking a nice, beautiful breath, anchoring that memory in. And I would like us to pause here for a moment and come back into this space. take a moment to write about that for yourself in your journal, or if you've got a piece of paper there, you could put it in the chat if you like. I definitely love reading your bits and pieces. It's very magical. For myself, I had a few different images there. My dad did build a sandbox, so I saw myself with the neighborhood kids out in the sandbox. I saw myself with my bicycle as a child. I saw myself at a place called Lake Annette. It's in Jasper National Park. It's where my mom would take us in the summer for my birthday parties because I'm an August baby, so we got to go out there. My sister's a January baby, so we didn't get to go out to the lake on her birthday, but we definitely did on my birthday. So, yeah, just kind of enjoying that connection, those small things that my little you sh just shared with me and brought home this beautiful connection. So yeah. So if you'd like to write that in the chat or something in the chat, or if somebody would like to express something. How are you doing, Gloria? It's good to see you here. Would you like to?
Yeah, not getting time. My because my work is always morning shift. When I get home, your session is almost done. Like yesterday, I want to join, but I could not join.
Okay, the recording did go out in the hour reminder today, and they will be going out in the hour
Okay.
reminders for everybody. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that go, this experience so far?
Good. And thank you. I received that card.
Good, 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 good. And did you connect with your inner child just now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. I leave it open to you. I thought you might want to share, but if you don't, that's absolutely fine.
Only sad because when I was a child, I never had my doll.
Okay. Aw.
I'm just looking to my neighbor's daughter and just looking. I cannot touch too because we are poor.
Oh, wow. So, you know what? When we go back into this, we're going to touch base with the inner dragon. And I'm inviting you to welcome the inner dragon in that brings in a doll for your little you. Okay, when we go back in. Okay,
Okay.
beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being vulnerable and being here. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah. Anybody else like to share? Simone?
It's interesting because I got the picture of standing in grass. The sun shines, it's nature around, and I think it's insects, might be bees and butterflies, and it's just being one with all. I'm a
Mm,
part of it, and I could feel really that the sense of belonging. It's like I was at a place where I belonged. It's interesting. I never knew that because at some point in my life when I was a child, there wasn't that kind of connection anymore
yeah.
because of what was going on. And it's really interesting. In the beginning, even when she came in, it's like she grabbed my hand and like wanted to show me something.
Mm,
I want to show you. I want to show you. So it's really like I think it's more around really around joy.
love
What
that.
is there? What I really love? What is mm, my place where I can connect, where I really belong.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. Beautiful. Elsie, would you like to expand a little bit on the beach piece? Is that how you pronounce your name? Or is it Else?
Elsa, it's Elsa.
Elsa? Okay.
Yeah. For me, it's a bit hard to speak in English. I can understand English very well, but to speak it, it's a bit difficult for me. So I will try. Um, I have always remembered when I sit on the edge where the sea is meeting the beach, and even when I was a little baby, I was allowed by my mother to be there, and yeah, that is still for me a magic place. Yeah, still a magic place. And when you invited to connect with a memory, that was oh yes, I already um experienced that um, realm of magical beings there. I was the sea, and I was the beach, and I was the dolphins. I yeah, it's me, and um, it's great to remember and to feel and to uh, yeah to become that again.
Mm,
Yeah,
wow.
thank
Wow.
you.
I feel that. I feel that in a very
Mm,
big way. Thank you, Elsa.
mm.
Yeah. Wow. Just love that. Thank you, guys. Let's yeah, staying in the line of or in the energy of the flow of that beautiful inner child. Uh, I'm going to invite you to take this a step further now. I want to mention too that Sonia wrote in here that her child liked to scatter, her inner child liked to scatter toys around the room to create a sense of chaos so that I could then enjoy creating order. Creating chaos and then order gave me a needed sense of power, control, freedom, and from that, safety. I love that, Sonia. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm guessing that that might be the reason why I like vacuuming. This sense of chaos when I look out at the stuff on the floor, and then this going through and being able to clean that up and create this clear space of yeah, all those things that you mentioned there, you know.
May I add to it?
Yes, please.
Um, I also realized, oh, this was also my way of creating certainty. I had a very chaotic home, and one of the things my mother would predictably do is find something to yell at me about. And I realized that creating the chaos in my room would invite the yelling, but it was expected. It was like it became this thing that I knew would happen. And okay, now her need has been fulfilled. She feels like she did her job, and I'm guaranteed time alone in my room. And now I get to create my order and play with my toys and just be because I like to be. And I'm like, wow, she's just this little genius. You know, it's like she knew what mom needed and how to make it play to where it would be predictable chaos with her and yet, create what I really needed and enjoyed.
Wow, I sit here in amazement. Every one of these experiences that you each have shared are so very, very powerful. The awareness, Sonia, of yourself as a child, massively huge, massively huge. Love that. Thank you for that share. Yeah, wow. Wow. So let's take this a step further. You heard what I said to Gloria about inviting the inner dragon, and for her, it's to literally have the inner dragon bring in a doll for her little you. It's the same thing for each of you. Invite the magic in. Like Elsa, you could maybe have that inner dragon come in and you're going to swim with the dragon with the dolphins or something wild, right? Like just allow that inner dragon to come in and be very playful. Okay. So let's close our eyes again. Notice that our inner child, our little yous, are inviting us back with welcome arms and excitement, but also too with serenity. And we'll ask our inner dragon to reveal itself. Mm. And then see how the your little you and your inner dragon, I want to use the word play together, how they act together, how they are in motion together. If they've brought you something or they're taking you somewhere, whatever it is, I'm just going to be quiet for a few moments and allow yourself to be in this space. If you find yourself being distracted, come back again to recognizing your little you or your inner dragon. You are being invited into a realization, an awareness of how what is occurring here could be happening in your existence now as an adult. Thank your little you, thank your inner dragon, and come back into this space for a few moments. Make some notes. I'm going to give you a minute or two to make some notes, and then I want to express something about what just unfolded there and how we are now able to start to understand how the inner child and the inner dragon are working together and how we can actually be proactive in that. Okay, what I had was this really interesting awareness. I don't even know how to express, like, I'm not even sure what I witnessed with regards to my little you and my inner dragon at the beginning of doing this as they were together. What I did recognize, though, just before I said there's a realization, is that, huh, my inner dragon is actually providing the wind beneath my own wings. And let me express this a little bit further. I have been wanting to prep myself so that I'm more capable of being out. I'm a very avid mountain biker. And we've had quite a slow period here this year because of all the dynamics of the world, the weather, personal injury, etc. And so I've even went so far as to change my exercise bike into one that's a much easier one to ride. And I found that before I was doing maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and now I'm doing 40 minutes. I'm doing 40 minutes every time I get on the bike. And I can feel how my inner dragon is my uh, wind beneath my wings. In essence, I am the dragon when I'm on the bike. I am it's giving me the power to keep up the motion of it. I had a moment too there, really witnessing Gloria going out and buying a doll. Okay, there's nothing wrong with having a doll right now, Gloria. If you knew how many Legos I have in my room here, my childhood doll is actually sitting over here. Others are showing you their dolls, right? So you can go do this now, right? Whatever just unfolded for you during this process, recognize that we can do these things now in some manner. We can either physically go do the material things, or we can energetically be in the space where we are doing it. One or the other. We can be doing both. Okay. Would somebody like to express what they experienced in this? Go ahead, Sonia.
Um, for me, I got that my inner child and my dragon are dance partners, and they dance together, they play together, and that um, they got really good at doing this dance with the external world, and where one would make decisions, the other would make the actions. Interestingly enough, for me, the child was the action taker. The dragon was the decider of which actions we'd go with. The child would come up with the ideas and possibilities, and sometimes dragon too, but mostly child. But anyway, they're in this process of realizing, okay, that worked as a child in the environment I had. Now we're in the phase of learning how to sit still together, learning how to listen together, and then choosing what the dance will be from a place of desire instead of reaction or response to the external world.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I really feel that, Sonia. Thank you for sharing. I want to further express, because of what you've said, you, because of what you just shared, I have now have this deeper realization. So I've been working with the inner dragon now for roughly, gosh, what would it be? About a year and a half. Okay, roughly about 18 months is what I've been leaning into this inner dragon energy. And with that, I have noticed some very interesting growth in my spiritual journey. I mean, if for those of you who've been with me any amount of time, you've witnessed that and you're seeing that, and likely you have been a part of that. And on the other side of that, I'm really seeing how my mindset shifts are occurring, that there's a reason why I'm on my exercise bike for 40 minutes now. Right? Instead of just dabbling for 10 minutes here and then getting off and doing something else or whatever. Like there's just seems to be this different determination, or this different um, awareness of my health, awareness of the fact that I can make choices to make myself uh, be in a healthier space or be healthier. Everything that I'm doing, I feel like I've really shifted, and I'm embracing that forward motion in a far different manner, because I've embraced my inner you and my inner dragon together. Okay. Uh, I mentioned about these quizzes, and I want to open up the floor for someone else's experience as well. But before that, I just want to share this. This newer inner dragon archetype quiz, it's still the same archetypes. It's still the same chakras. It's just this is the one that's going to lead you forward. The previous quiz was the one that you've been living in to get you to this point. And it's so incredible how accurate that has been. Okay. The same thing goes with the accuracy of the new quiz, with the new um, awareness of which inner dragon archetype and chakra it is. There was a reason why I was going off in this direction, and it has flown out of my head. So bear with me here a second. This is what happens when you don't pre-script something and you're just channeling whatever the information is that comes through, right? Uh, my the one that's truly leading me forward in my spiritual and business is the visionary one. For my life, before this, really me stepping in the way that I am, it was the healer. I had to heal my inner child. I had to do all of this other work to get me to the point where I could do that what's next work. And now this visionary piece is really moving me forward because my child is starting to live life differently. It's starting to look at the things that are going on in the world and looking at what are different what are different ways to step into different things. You said something very powerful there about this dance now being a together. It's a different partnership occurring. So very, very powerful. Yeah. Would anybody else like to share? I know there was something else there that I was attempting to say, not really clear on what's coming through there. So, and it may come through better. In the meantime, Simone, sure. Thank you for your patience.
It's interesting. It's the two are working together. So the decision making and action taking and knowing what she wants to do is my inner child. And I could see it at an example. As she wanted to go up the tree, she didn't even ask him to assist her. He lent her the paws to step onto, and she climbed onto the tree and sat simply down and get kind of a view over it all. And he was on the side, and they both looked what is there. And it kind of feels that way, that it's, I would say, in a place of empowerment. It's just the assistance that comes in when I need it without me needing to ask for it. It just happens. But I know, so my inner child and I kind of on the same wavelengths, know what we want, where we want to step, and it just flows. It was really interesting.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that, because you are basically in essence saying the same thing that Sonia said, the same thing that I said, and each of us are really bringing in this deeper understanding that it becomes more second nature to do things rather than to question things. And it's things that are proactive for us. Like for me, it was the exercise bike. For me, it is how I'm eating during the day, how I'm getting my steps in during the day, whatever that is. I feel like I'm very much more proactive in my life because I've developed this relationship with the inner dragon. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Simone. Anybody else like to share what was going on for them there? Okay. We are more than willing to give you the space to find your words.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I don't have much to share because I only had a very short image of the dragon, um, like a bird, and the inner child uh, climbed on his back, and uh, we flew above the sea, and this also was uh, the space between. It was the water and the air, and there we flew, and yeah, that's it. And I didn't get a picture of in the world for now, for my being now. I don't still understand. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, let's I'm just going to tap into this a little bit more. So hang out here with me for a moment, Elsa. Um, okay. So I want to bring up one thing first of all. Regardless of the length, if you are a person who receives imagery, regardless of that length, like sometimes I get images that are so clear it's ridiculous. Other times it's more a sense of a feeling of, oh, there's a red wagon there, but I don't actually see the red wagon, but I get the sense of knowing that it's there, right? And then other times it's this feeling of like an emotional feeling versus I feel that something is there, right? It's an emotional feeling. So whatever you experience is absolutely beautiful. Okay. There's no right or wrong to any of the work that's being done, and nor is there any pressure to have something different occur. Okay. You're stepping into this of your own energy. That's why this I'm open with no expectations and no limitations is now I am creating my own outcome, right? It's because we are in that power, right? Uh, so I'm just feeling the sense, and I know like zero about you. I really truly don't know anything about you. You're not somebody who's been in my world for very long, like period, right? So I want to dive into this a little bit more, just so you guys can see how this kind of stuff works. One, Gloria put to voice something, so I was able to say, "Oh, hey, the inner dragon, bring in the doll," right? You're putting to voice this beautiful imagery of, first of all, yourself as a child on the beach, right? Also, to how your beautiful dragon, your inner dragon, is flying with you. And I love too the essence of that you're not in the water, you're not on the water, you're above the water, but you're not in the air. It's this beautiful energetic space that's there. So I'm just feeling a lot of power in that. And what I'm feeling with that for you, Else, is um okay, so bear with me here a minute. With Gloria, it was very concrete. This is go buy a doll. Like, my goodness, girl, go buy a doll, right? And it'll be the doll of your from your childhood. Like my and I'm just going to digress for half a second here. My daughter had baby hippo, and baby hippo got lost. She accidentally threw baby hippo out, and her fiance a couple years later found baby hippo online, and I purchased it for her so that she would have baby hippo. So you can probably find the doll that you wanted. It doesn't have to be the doll. Let your you and your inner child play with that, okay, Gloria? Elsa, with you, I'm getting this sense of this isn't about like me getting on the exercise bike. This isn't about the finding the motivation to exercise or something like that. This very much feels like this is part of your spiritual journey. This is an expansion of whoever you are and the direction that you want to go in your spiritual journey. How, I don't know if you've had an awakening or an activation happen recently, but there's something and I'm going to use the word elemental, but there's something elemental that's occurring for you right now, that's what this inner dragon energy and your inner child together want to assist you in, not through, but in. It's like my oracle cards were born by this desire to bring something to the world that was around inner child stuff, little U's, right? And then I had the thought to do the inner child with pictures of my kids. Well, that was my inner dragon and my inner kid coming together to start to do that, right? So that's the spiritual essence of that thing. So whatever it is that is like there's some sort of connection here with your spiritual journey, and that's why you're in that space that you're exploring the magic of the ocean or the waves, but you're also in this space that most people don't have a concept of, right? The space that's in between. Like I did this really cool exercise where um, I was, how do I want to word this? There was the person who was leading and I was the participant. And as I was the participant, this mentor was uh, taking me through a process where I was in a life in between. So I wasn't in my physical or any of the physical lives that I had necessarily led. And it was utterly fascinating. I could sit here and we could have an hour conversation around what happened in that. This is what is coming up though for you with this is this realization that it's not about something the material that you may feel like you weren't given something yet what I'm hearing and what I'm saying, are you feeling the power of what you were actually gifted with this? Okay. Does it make sense to you? Are you going through something right now, or have you recently had activation of some sort?
Yes, I work. I have several years contact with elves and nature beings like tree beings and tree friends. And very recently, I a dragon came, and that's only since uh, December that I have the dragon, and it's still uh, uh, yeah, an introduction, and uh, yeah, trying to build a friendship and uh, uh, to trust each other, and that, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I'm going to caution you here, and maybe this is, you know, I think if there's any word that you could probably get rid of out of your English vocabulary, it is the word try. Because you're never
try,
trying to do anything, just do. You are doing it.
yes,
Okay.
do,
You are developing a relationship with this
yeah,
beautiful dragon, with the trees,
yeah,
the elements of the trees and everything.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, now what I heard you say and how I interpret it for you makes so much more sense to me now, and probably even more so to yourself too. Wow. Thank you.
you,
Yeah. I'm just um yeah, so when you do this work, it's this now this I'm going to take you off screen. I'm just going to verbalize kind of for the whole group here how to kind of go from here. So as mentioned, I spoke about, I've got Legos here. I've got my childhood doll here. I expressed to Gloria about, you could find the doll of the childhood. Whatever the case is, whatever's coming up for you here now, it's allowing yourself to witness the things that are showing you, that are being shown to you. Okay. So when we're done here today, you might fall asleep and you'll have a dream about it. Or you may be listening to another speaker on some other form or in a podcast or something, and they say something and it's like, wow, that there is what we were just doing or what I was just doing. And it's that concrete pieces. That's this energy of what we're doing here is moving us in that direction so that we're capable of catching these little bits and pieces. Okay. So when I say that, um, I'm going to use the Oracle deck as an example again. This Oracle deck is something that I've wanted to do probably for close to 4 years. I knew that I wanted to use it with my children's pictures. I even had probably 3 years ago, I had the pictures handy. Okay. And then I took that a step further and I looked at, well, I don't want to have it of the actual photos of my children. I want it to be pixelated, or I'd like it to be animated. I'd like it to be something different so that it's not, you know, uh, real photos of my kids in essence. And so I found this platform. It came through an email or it came through something, and or somebody else. I saw one of their pictures and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then I went and I signed up and I paid for the platform. And when I did it, I was like, yeah, this is still, there's something missing here. And so it's been on the back burner now for probably another 2 years, right? It's just been sitting there percolating. And then chat GPT came up. And I'm telling you, I've been working with chat now for probably a year and a half. And it's gotten to know me. And I'm now, about a month ago, I said, hey, to chat, can you create from this photo, can you create something that would be in alignment with who I am, et cetera, et cetera. And it said, hey, back at me, I'll give you these 4 parameters. Do you like any one of these? And I went, yeah, I kind of like this one. And from that, my deck was born of the photos of us as a children or my kids as kids. And I'm telling you, it is like absolutely remarkable. The thing is that I paid attention to the small things that were happening along the way. So I didn't suddenly ask out of the blue about the photo part with chat. I actually had been to a conference locally, an in-person conference, and there was a guy there who was doing an AI thing, and he said, "This is all the things that you can do with AI, and these are all the different AIs." Da, 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 da. And that's when I realized, oh wow, I can actually ask it to try to do this. Notice I said the word try. I can actually ask it to do this and see if it will do it. And from that, so it's paying attention to those little bits and pieces that are coming up around you so that you can move this further. Okay. I know this has been, in essence, very little, and then in essence, massively huge. This is probably one of the for me, it's been the real game changer over my entire life, has been the work that I've done personally on myself with my own little you, the healing that I've done, the fact that at 16 years of age, I knew there had to be a simpler way, and I said that to myself. It did take me 40 years to figure that out. However, in that is my continual offering, is anything that I offer anybody, it's I offer you the simple steps to connect, the simple steps to feel, the simple steps for every bit of this. And that's what I want you guys to take home with you, is to really recognize that there's simplicity in the connection, and that's the power. It truly is the power. Okay. I mentioned yesterday that I do have an offer. Again, I'm not going to push it very much. It's a show special of the basic shaman course. I'm going to drop the link, take a look at it, or grab the link and look at it at another time. It's entirely up to you. Uh, Basically, what it is a basic shaman course that invites you into understanding that connection that you're having with the trees more. It's about the upper world and lower world. It is about really developing the relationship with your guides, and more guides. Like, to these guides that we're doing in these 8-day ones are really about what we are experiencing in our physical life, like the higher self, the little you, the wealth guide, the creative guide, the relationship guide. The basic shaman course is diving into power animals and our relationship with tree spirits and things like that, and as well with angels and things. Okay. Any more comments about what you guys have experienced here today? Would anybody else like to share anything else, or do you have any questions about anything that you've experienced or that you would like to experience? Sure, go ahead, Gloria.
Oh, I had 3 months a pain in my right forearm because I'm
Mm,
doing the massage. I was injured, and I'm just waiting for the good. I used to go to Randall Park, which is 5 minutes away here in my house.
okay.
And when the weather's getting better, I decided to go there and see my favorite spot tree. And I speak, I remove my slippers, I remove my shoes, my socks, and I starts to hold tight in the tree. And then I ask the tree to help me to heal me because already 7 therapies, including my husband who massaged my forearm. And the pain every time I woke up is too painful. And even I take medicine for inflammation, still not going. And then one day I speak like, what I will do for this? I have to go chiropractor. And then my heart saying no. And then one day saying to me, you have to go there and speak to the tree. And then I just went there. And then maybe I stand about 30 minutes. And then I felt the energy in my entire body. And then when I got home, the pain, that very, very terrible pain inside the nerve, the vein, it's gone. It's still I keep doing. And then yesterday again, I went there and then I said, hello, I'm here again. I need your help. And then, yeah, it's healing me. Yeah, there's the powerful. It's very powerful. There's no medicine can heal you. It's only nature because we are from nature. Yeah,
No,
that is
I
my
thank
proof.
you. Yeah, thank you for your share. You know, You said a couple different things there that I just want to point out. One was that that there were some things that you did that you had, the physical things looked at, or physical things worked on by physical people, and that. And I say these things because I'm not here to say that we should do one thing or another and stop people from going to see medicine people like Western medicine, I guess, uh, because there are things that the physical body experiences. However, so much of what we experience are energy related. And in your doing that, you have uh, empowered the energy of everything that you are to the point that your body was willing to let go of that. And I just I admire you. I totally get where you're coming from, and I do the same thing. I hand on tree, man. Yeah, very powerful. Thank you for your share. Yeah. Yeah, I could tell you stories upon stories about being out in the wilderness and being injured and the things that I did in the moment that had nothing to do with going to see a doctor. I did go to doctors afterwards to have things checked out to discover that I had broken ribs or something like that. But in the meantime, my body was energy wise, it's really remarkable what the body can deal with when the energy component of it has an outlet or a place that is shown how valuable it is. So very, very powerful. Thank you. Yeah. As we wind up, any last questions, comments? Okay. Next week, we dive back into this, and it is on Monday, and we are doing the grounding guide. And you might guess that there's likely going to be tree energy coming in on that one. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You are highly appreciated, and I see each and every one of you. You're so beautiful. Thank you.